See? It flickers with light.
Hang on a minute. Yeah. That's good. I don't have to move.
That's it.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to another edition of the Energy Taxi Podcast. I'm Gary, and my partner in crime, my other half.
I'm back. It's been too long.
Tested positive for coronavirus.
Me, my son, my wife. Bad news.
But how were you with it? Because you
Yeah, I was okay. I was okay, mate. It wasn't too bad. My lad got it. I tested positive, and then 5 days later, after I came out of isolation, the wife got it. So, no smell, no taste, which is a horrible thing, especially when you're trying to eat your favourite foods. So, yeah. I'm glad that it's all over with now, and we're back. So
that's good. Well, today we're talking about
topic of conversation is
Uber versus the traditional private hire. Which is better for the customer and the driver? Which is better? No, I think.
Well, we obviously know what you think.
Because obviously I'm an Uber driver.
Yes, you are an Uber driver.
5.5 years in now.
But we've already discussed the fact that Uber probably has the best
app.
Well, it's not the app, is it? It's the fact that it's just the way it's run is a lot more
slicker
and easier. You don't need to pay the driver as in with cash, so you don't get no runners. You don't have to really worry about how long your taxi's going to be because you'll be timed. You can see where it is at all times, and hopefully that's really it. So, right, the way we can make this one short, it's going to be the Uber one that's going to be a lot easier than the private hire.
But the private hire, like a lot of drivers won't do Uber for one simple reason. All the money goes through the bank, which means that the tax man will see exactly what you're bringing in. And a lot of drivers won't do that. A lot of drivers don't like that feeling of your money getting paid through the bank.
I think now that the furlough scheme came in last year when we were all on lockdown anyway, and we were also asking for furlough, I think this is what the government are itching for anyways, for us to have taxi companies that are going to be like Uber and wanting to pay, your pension, your holiday pay, your sick pay.
Which Uber now does that. Uber now does that. But
listen, we're not saying there's dodgy people out there.
There are dodgy people out there, though. Always has been. In this job,
please note that I am the voice of reason in this partnership.
There's dodgy.
It's me. No, right.
There's dodgy dudes
out
there.
There's dodgy dudes out there.
Who don't want to show them.
Who are just not in taxis or things. Anyway,
a lot of taxis. A lot of them are in taxis. Yeah, driving cabs. But don't want to declare. It goes. Don't declare that. Don't take cards. Cash only. Cash only. Cash only. Cash only. You do get a lot of that. In fact, I was in Newcastle last weekend, and all the cabs would not take cards. I said, "Can I pay me card?"
I can't believe you told me that you went to Newcastle.
I did.
And you got a taxi up there, and obviously you were travelling around, and so say from
in the city centre.
Yeah, so from the city centre. So from, as we would put it, from where you were staying, which would say where I am up here, which is Formby Hall.
Yeah.
Going to Southport.
Yeah.
Which is about what?
Couple of mile away.
Yeah.
Far away, really.
So obviously we'd probably charge about 15 quid for that ride. You only got charged a £5.
Yeah, a £5. Yeah.
Jeez, the cost of living's got to be cheap up there
in Newcastle. The meter price started off at 10p. The cab I got into, the meter price started at 10p.
Was the taxi a Vauxhall Viva from 1972 or something like that? Was the meter that old?
It just looked. It was on his phone. So obviously he had the app on his phone, and when I looked at it, it said 0-10. So I thought.
So here's a question: Newcastle taxi drivers, are you actually happy with what you're actually earning up there?
Seemed to be. Well, he moaned a bit. Don't they all moan? He moaned a bit, but he was and it was busy, and there's a lot of cows knocking about, and people jumping in and out of them. But it was very, very cheap. Newcastle, I thought, was a very, very cheap place anyway. Area was so cheap. So if you fancy a good night
out, cheap, cheerful, and absolutely beautiful people up there. That's what they are. They are absolutely beautiful people up there.
And we stayed on the banks of the River Tyne, and it was very, very nice indeed. But cheap. Uber is actually in Newcastle, so I would imagine that Uber in Newcastle will be more expensive than the local companies.
Oh, that could be a good one. That's
No, I did see Uber, but I always saw the odd one. So I didn't see a lot of Ubers. I did see a lot of local companies that were flying around.
So, I mean, what's Uber's start price again?
Forgotten.
This is good.
Is it £2 odd now, I think?
For anyone at Uber management who's watching this, you know what I mean? This is the guy that drives for you.
Forgotten.
And can't remember how much it is.
It says on the waybill anyway. It does say on the waybill what it is. I think it's £2.25, isn't it?
£2.25.
Yeah.
So right, okay. So that's where we are up here in the northwest, right? Or is that just across the in general?
That is I think it varies slightly region to region.
I was going to say, because I remember picking up somebody up here in Formby, and they said to me that they came from Oxford, and they said getting into the taxi was at the time we were £2.80 at the weekend when you got in, and they said, bloody hell, £2.80, and I went, oh, here we go. Someone's going to moan about the price again. They've had it £6 by us when you get in.
Yeah, some parts of the country are more expensive.
Yeah, I want to go and move to Oxford and go and drive around there. It sounds like a great place to go and make some money. But no, but if you're going to ask this question, it's the same old, isn't it? Uber are going to win on this one, hands down. Slicker system, a lot more safety to it, and God, I'm hating myself. I'm actually sounding like an Uber driver.
But also, some people like to work localized areas. Now Uber, you can now, there's a feature on the app now where you can work a localized area, but the beauty of Uber is that you just go across a massive area. But some drivers don't like that. Some drivers do like to work the more confined area, so they would like the private hire. The older generation as well don't use Uber, they use the local company.
No, there's a lot more older people now starting to use the Uber
app. A little bit more, yeah, but still most of my customers are under 40, still under 40.
That's because we've probably got the student.
Well, that's even in Warrington as well, which is not really a student area, and a work part of Manchester again, and Wirral. So again, it's still younger people. Yeah, I do get the odd one. Like I got a bloke last week who was like in his 60s who used it, who think it's fantastic. But generally, still the most customer base is still at under 40, really.
See, the one, Greg, we're going to bring up in a few more podcast that we're going to talk about is the fact that what I want to talk about in general is, and I don't know what it's like with Uber at this moment in time, but is airport prices, because I think airport prices now need to be abolished on taxis, because I think it's...
Well, they are on Uber.
Well,
but
that's what I mean. So I think it needs to be off everyone's radar now, because I think that drivers are just not making the money on the airport runs anymore.
Some, especially now, Manchester Airport, £5 drop off. Liverpool Airport, £4 drop off. It is, and
£6 pickup on a Manchester Airport as well. So £5 drop off, £6 picking up.
Same in Heathrow, Gatwick as well down there. They're doing some similar things as well. So it's becoming, airport jobs are becoming a bit like, and it's the time to do them as well. A lot of drivers now don't want to do them anymore.
Let's just talk about it right now then, shall we? Okay, get rid of set prices. If you're a taxi company, get rid of it, because the drivers ain't making jack on them. Because for me, from Formby going to Manchester Airport, we do it at let's say a very reasonable price. But the thing is, it's just not, by the time you take out the diesel, the car park, and it's a complete waste of time. The fact you don't know how long you're going to be over there for. So please start getting rid of and let's just do everything off the meter. It'd be a hell of a lot easier. But that's just me.
Well, will the public pay it?
I don't know. I think the public will have to come to terms with the fact now that, you know, if you want to get to these airports and look, you can park your car at an airport. I mean, I was going to park my car there this year, but obviously we didn't go away this year because due to the whole COVID crap, and it was only going to cost me 90 quid for the 2 weeks.
There you go.
Now, obviously, if you get a taxi, you're probably going to be looking about, 100 quid? Over 100 quid, coming back as well. So
you get the train, couldn't you?
No, you could do. I don't even know how much it is on the train.
£7, £8 isn't on the train to Manchester.
The only place I go on the train is to the Liverpool city centre. That's about it.
Get the bus, couldn't you, as well? So but then if you
get the bus,
stand at the bus stop, get the bus with your case on the bus, easy peasy. Yeah, I like it. I've done it before, and I'll do it again.
No, don't do it on the bus.
Do that. But yeah, so private hire taxis, Uber taxis, the customers I pick up all love the app. They go to the Uber app first. If they can't get an Uber, then they go to the traditional private hire. But they say the drivers on Uber are more chilled, friendly, laid back. Why is that? I'll tell you why. That's because there's no cash in the car. There's no cash, there's no stress, there's no thinking, are you going to do a runner on me? Or are you going to try and have me off? There's none of that at all. So that's where Uber wins. And I've noticed as well, now currently, Uber are currently doing a promotion.
Get your wage right.
Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Currently doing a promotion, which if you refer a driver, £500 comes your way after the driver has done a certain amount of trips.
And don't forget, this is still the same company that's also offering you holiday pay, sick pay, and a pension.
For me, no-brainer. But for a lot of drivers,
It is a no-brainer.
especially the ones who look at this on the Facebook pages, and lots of you look at it on the Facebook pages, they don't like it. They go, Uber are killing the trade. They're killing the trade.
They are killing the trade, and I've said this in previous podcasts.
Growing the trade.
You know, the gremlins.